Currently, you serve as Westchester County Executive. You are now running for Congress. So take us down a walk through memory lane here. Can you talk about what made you want to jump into politics?
Well, I think that, in this particular moment in the United States, we really need those of us who would go to Congress to go there to be very rational and to focus on how do we try to address and solve problems that the country has. As a county executive and my prior public experience as a state legislator and a local official, we have to focus on trying to get to an end result, not just to debate issues and have this ideological food fight go on and on and on. And it's pretty clear in Washington that there's a dysfunctional breakdown, and both parties have something to blame. It's not just one party. So my sense of it is that what we need right now are people who go to Washington, and this is what I hope to be, who will focus on trying to get substantive results in issues that matter to us. We have issues of affordable housing, we have issues of environment, the immigration issue, all those substantive issues, and there are disagreements over what to do about them. But it requires a certain amount of cooperation across the aisle, a certain amount of competence on policy, not just on the rhetoric that oftentimes becomes the lifeblood of politics. And so I would hope to add to that dialogue in a positive light as one individual congressman. I've served in the state legislature in New York as an assemblyman, as a senator. I understand that one legislator does not pivot the whole institution, but if around the country there's a desire to see us be more substantive and get to tangible results, then I want to be a part of that effort.
Many Americans, many voters have lost trust in Congress because of the political infighting, because of the political divide between parties. How do you see yourself working across the aisle?
Well, I've done that already in my other levels of government. And I think one of the things that's instructive is when you work in local governments, a county government, we're a large government. I govern over 1 million people in Westchester County. And we have both Republicans and Democrats in our county legislative body, which I also served in previously, and I was chair of. And in our state legislature, I've served in both houses, one of which was held by Republicans in the day. And I think at the lower levels of government, we're a little bit out of the main spotlight. You get a lot less of the people that are doing performance art and much more about performance. And we're judged when we're meeting with our residents about, did we solve this problem or that problem? We've had issues at the local level of flooding, issues of housing, things that relate to job growth and development. And they're very practical problems that people have. And we solve them or we don't solve them, and we get held accountable for it. Somehow, when you go off to Washington, there's a bit of a disconnect. And as long as you're arguing on behalf of what a particular party's agenda is, that's adequate. But I don't think it is adequate. And I think the premise of your question is correct. People have lost faith and trust in government in general, and in specific in Washington. And I think they need some of us to go to just be sort of rational, deal with issues, come back home, explain what those choices are, and try to make common sense as best as we can.